So a question I keep getting, and it's a really good question actually, is if I have a lump sum to invest, should I be waiting for the market to keep dropping before I put that money in? Should I be putting in a lump sum? Should I be putting in small amounts over time? Like, what is the best way to maximize my returns? If we look at studies comparing dollar cost averaging versus lump sum investing, studies show that on average, lump sum investing, and oh my God, my hair looks crazy, but lump sum investing, okay, typically provides better results in the long term. However, there is the psychological component to investing as well. So one of the comments I had on my Instagram video was, I have $200,000 to invest. Should I put it all in right now? Should I put in small amounts over time? Should I wait for the market to drop? And part of my response back was, if you put this $200,000 in tomorrow and the market dropped by 20%, how would you feel emotionally? Because there is the psychological aspect to investing as well. Now, obviously we know that if we don't need the money for decades, then what happens in the short term is just a blip on the map. If you ever look at any recessions or market crashes in history, they look like little blips on the map, but at the time people were going through them, they were obviously very scary, right? Like one of the most recent ones was the COVID crash, and we can see that right up here. This is where the market dropped like 34% in a matter of weeks. So you have to ask yourself, if I was to put in that entire lump sum and then I saw something like this happen, how would I feel? Would it cause me to make a bad emotional decision, like selling my stocks at a loss and actually being the person that causes me to lose money because I'm locking in my losses? Because what we have to understand is when stuff like this happens, as long as you are properly diversified and investing for the long term, this is just a buying opportunity, right? You would have the same number of shares. Let's say for your $200,000, I don't know, you bought 100,000 shares. You would still have the same number of shares. They would just be worth less for a moment in time. This is why we want to make sure that we're never investing money that we need in the next 5 years, and that our financial situation is secure before we start investing as well. Because what happens is, people say that investing is going to change their life, and it definitely can, right? Investing can and will make you rich if you know what you're doing. But if you're not in a good financial position and markets are down and you put all of your money into the stock market and an emergency happens, because that's life, shit happens, then you're going to be forced to sell at a loss. You're going to lock in your losses and you're going to be the reason why you lose money. This is why you need to start building out your emergency fund before you start investing. This is why you want to have a plan to pay off your high interest debt before you start investing, and why you need to have a really good handle on your cash flow. And these are all things that I help my students with so that when they get to the investing, it actually works. They actually make money instead of lose money. And the other part of this is, okay, well, should you just be waiting for a market crash before you invest? The problem with that is we don't know when they are going to happen, and we could experience huge gains in the market while we're waiting. And so if the market does pull back, it might not even pull back to the point where you could have just bought in for today. So if I had a lump sum to invest and I didn't need it for a long time, what I would probably do is start dollar cost averaging in smaller amounts to the market over time. And if I saw a pullback of 10% or more, that's when I would start to put more money in. But everybody's situation is going to be different, and that's why you need to make sure that you have a handle on how investing works, how to set up your portfolio so that you don't lose money, how to diversify, what the market cycles are, okay, what to actually invest in. And these are all things that I start to go through with you guys in my free investing masterclass. So if you haven't taken it yet, go and grab your spot on my website under freebies.